We've done work with arithmetic expressions. We evaluated them. We've done work with algebraic expressions. We substituted values, numbers, in place of the variables and evaluated those expressions as well. Now we want to do some more work with expressions, and in particular we need to first focus on the components of expressions. The components that make up expressions are called terms. And I want to just kind of give you in this video some fundamental vocabulary, fundamental ideas, concepts about terms that will be important as we work with those terms, and in particular as we add them, subtract them, multiply, and divide them. A term can be a number, so for example, 5 is a term, -3 is a term. A term can be a variable, a letter, x, w, and remember in algebra, a variable or a letter simply represents a number that we don't know at some particular time in the problem. A term can also be a product of a number and one or more variables. For example, 3x is a term. -5xy would be a term. Here we have a product of a number and one variable. Here we have a product of a number and two variables. A term is a product, or can be a product of a number and one or more variables. And the variables have whole number exponents. -4x squared is an example of a term in which the variable has the whole number 2 as its exponent. The term 8x squared y to the third. Here, the variable x has the whole number 2 for its exponent. The variable y has the exponent 3. Remember, when no exponent is written on a variable, the understood exponent to be there is 1. It's a key thing to remember when we start, especially when we start multiplying and dividing terms. So a term can be a number. It can be a variable, it can be a product of a number and one or more variables, and those variables will have whole number exponents. Now, there's another vocabulary word we want to learn, and that's the vocabulary word coefficient. The coefficient of a term is the number part, the numeric factor of the term. So if we're looking at the term 3x, the coefficient is the factor 3. The coefficient of that term would be 3. If we were looking at the term -4x squared, the coefficient of that term is -4. So it's very important for us to learn this vocabulary so that as I'm speaking the vocabulary, or as you're reading the vocabulary, you will understand what is being discussed.